Hello guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator, episode number 2. In the first episode we had a look at how the map evolved within this game and within all the DLCs from 2012 up till now, 2026. With 2 more coming this year, being Iceland and Ireland. Those are the 2026 map expansions. Then we also had a look at my truck fleet for 2026. But let's assume in this episode, number 2, that you are a complete news player. How do you go about with it? When you start up, it's going to ask you to make a profile. Now, me as an existing profile, I'm going to have to change my career here for a second to do this. So let's do that. Start a new career. So yeah, this is sort of how it's going to go. We'll call it RMD 2026 for now, just for the sake of it. A bunch of females, a bunch of males that you can choose from. Let's just pick one. There we go. Who are these people? These are people, I think these are the devs, which are working on SCS Software, company who is developing this game. Czech Republic, I think they are. Most of them are the employees. There are some, like here, the guy with the cap over here. That's actually Squirrel. So some of them are content creators who visited the company and they took a picture of it. So they are also in here. So yeah, you can choose whatever you want. So we select this guy. There we go. RMD 2026, level 0, newbie. You create this account. You set your language. Steam Cloud synchronization. That gives you some sort of backup on Steam. That could be handy. It came very handy at some point for me when I switched to a completely new computer. If I did not have this Steam Cloud synchronization on, then I would not be able to retrieve my account, and I should have had started all the way from 0. So make sure you check that. That's what I had to do. I had to boot up my old computer because I didn't have it checked. So I had to check it so that it was synchronized. Then go to the new computer and download Eurotruck, and my thing was synchronized. Once it was on the new PC, then I could delete the old thing. So yeah, that's why you do that. Map model is Europe. We're in Eurotruck. Obviously, we're not playing with any mods or whatsoever. So you can click on mods and add a bunch of mods. We're not going to do that. We're going to play at vanilla, like if you were a new player. Let's just say you bought the game. The next thing it's going to ask you is to connect to World of Trucks. You can do that later if you want to, or we can do it now. Let's do it quickly now. That is, you have to go to worldoftrucks.com. The first time you have to make an account and select the password. And then there you can select your country, make your own license plate and things like that. So it's an external website used by the community from Eurotruck as well from American Truck. There are also all kind of events linked to that, and it gives you a couple of extra markets in the game that you can choose transport from. So I will just use my main account for now. No, it is a long time ago, but I think it should be that password since it's a pretty old one. Connect. There we go. The first time you do this, you probably will have to go into the browser to the website and make an account there and do your thing there. But seeing I already had one, I just have to log on it basically. It immediately recognized me, as you can see, because it uses my logo. Also something you can put in the website, use your logo. You can potentially also do your picture, I don't know. Country will give you your license plate and so on. Select career. And then it brings you to this map where you can then start your career. I think if you completely start new, it probably will skip this and immediately, as if I would go start career. But there are a few things you definitely want to do to begin with. You go into options. You have all these things on the bottom here, all available as you can see, and that's what we're going to do before we start a career. Graphics, you can put that up as much as you want. We have the scaling on 200%, and here you can go to 400, so we can probably put it on 300. That should do fine. It might be a little bit laggy in the new parts though. Well, not laggy, but low FPS maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The higher percentage you put it, the more sharper the image will be. As you can see, it's a bit blurry at 50%. So as high as your graphics card can handle it. I've noticed I'm getting 40-50 FPS on 2K on some of these new parts, but all the rest I'm getting 70-80 or more. In the menu I'm getting the maximum of 144, as you can see. So yeah, you can play around with that. If your PC cannot handle it, bring it a bit lower, but the higher, the more clearer it will be. The same goes for these things. Seeing this is a 2012 game, although with all the new map expansions it's more updated graphically over time, of course, but most PCs can run this thing pretty good. Play around with it. I put some things on medium, like some of these screen ambient occlusions and things like that, which always, shadows is also another one, or vegetation can also go very bad on your FPS. So that's that. When it comes to the graphics, check it out. Whatever your system can handle, just put it in there. Audio, let's have a quick look. You have to do this for every account that you make. So master volume is fine. UI, intro logos, that's all fine. Music a bit low, obviously. Truck engine sound, we'll probably put that on 40% or so, that we can hear ourselves. Exhaust, truck effects, truck noise, backup beeper. When you reverse, it goes the whole time. If you don't like that, you can put it off. Let's see, is there anything else? Opened windows noise. That means you get a lot of noises from outside. If you don't like that, or if you find those too rough or whatever, then you can put them up if you want. Rumbling stripes, that's a very annoying one, so we'll put that off. If you drive over one of those lines on the street and there are some reflectors and you drive over it and it goes like trrr. Also, if you drive with a wheel, it's not only giving you a sound, but it also vibration in your wheel, so I put that thing off. That's the traffic volume. That can also go a bit lower. Let's put that on 20. That is the other traffic cars volume. And then the same for ambient sounds, bird noises and so, whistling, things like that. That might also be under world sounds. Let's put that on 40 or something. That would be good. And then voice navigation and CB radio. In case you drive in a convoy, you can use in-voice CB, a citizen band radio, to talk. But most people are in Discord together. They don't even use this thing. But you could have it on, and then if you have some other people in the convoy, which might not be in your Discord, you can communicate through the CB radio over that. Gameplay, probably more important. Fatigue simulation. If you don't want to make any stops, being tired, then if you are tired, you need to stop. You need to take a 9-hour break. It will fast forward 9 hours in time, but you need to stop on a parking lot and do the fatigue thing, which always fast forwards the time 9 hours in game. Might be tricky, you might be late with your transport then. You need to calculate sometimes on that. Traffic offenses, that pretty much means speed cameras or police checks. For speeding, if you don't want those, if you don't want to pay for those, you can put them off. I play it as real life as possible, let's put it that way. In a certain extent, we'll come to that later. When it comes to like stability of the truck and so, I just put it on 100%. If you want to make it more real life, then you can put it on 20 or 30%. But then you have the chance of flipping over your trailer and whatnot. Parking difficulty, we're going to put that immediately on skilled parking. The reason for that is that will give you the most XP. XP is important to level up, especially in the beginning. Random road events, let's bring that down to about 25%. This could be like traffics or things like that. Detours, let's bring that down to about 15% maybe, or 10 maybe. That could mean that there is an accident on the highway and the police closes down your exit. Then you need to take the next exit, which in some cases might mean that you have to drive around 50 kilometers. Because you cannot take the exit that you want to take because the police has it blocked. So we want to see that, you know, it's part of the game. We want to see it, but not too much, right? You don't want to put it too high. Rain, yeah, what I normally would do is this. I like to play my games in sunshine, but you know, it's part of the game, so let's put it on 5%. Then once in a blue moon it might rain, but not too often. If you put it high, 30% or higher, you often gonna get rain. Simple automatic, we're not gonna mess with manual gearing, especially not for this video. This is sort of like how to start as a new player. That's what is in this episode. I'm also not have my wheel connected, I'm on the keyboard. We will play with the wheel once we start driving properly on our main account, but this is just a startup, let's say. Here we have these things. Yeah, some people put this on 20-25% to get more real feel. I just put it on 100%, so that the thing doesn't flip over that easily. Let's see what else we need. Cabin accessories. If you have some things hanging in your cabin, they are bouncing around. I don't like that, so put it up. Truck speed limiter. If you have that on, truck speed will be limited to 90 kilometers an hour. So that might be, sometimes you might want to go faster, especially with just-in-time deliveries, with the risk of getting a speeding ticket, but I'm putting that off. Adaptive cruise control. The cruise control will automatically adjust the speed to maintain a safe following distance to the vehicle ahead. So you can put that on, let's say 30 meters, then it will keep 30 meters distance from the car in front of you. Smart cruise control tolerance, we're going to give it 5 kilometers an hour. That means that on a road where you can do 80, you will not get fined unless you do 85 or more. So you have 5 kilometers an hour lean weight, let's say. Cruise control, I'm going to put that on 1. That means that you can either increase or decrease your cruise control with 1 kilometer an hour at a time by pressing a button, which we will map in a second. Lane assistant disabled. Blind spot sensor, put any of these sensors. Rumble strips, blind spots, put that off. It's only making annoying noises. Rain sensor, we put off. That basically means automatic wipers. We don't want that. Automatic, no, we don't want that either. No electric. If you put this one on, you press, as soon as you press the throttle, the truck will start without having to turn the key, let's say. But we have mapped, we will map the buttons so that we can start the truck ourselves. Automatic, same for the headlights and the high beams. Automatic blinker turn up, we're gonna leave on. That is when you put your indicator on, you turn, the wheel comes back to you, or your steering comes back to you, the blinker will automatically go off without you having to push the button again. So that's a handy one to have on. Parking brake we'll do ourselves. Retarder I'm going to put on. Automatic retarder, then we don't have to push a button to put it on. This is on a downhill. If the truck has a gearbox with retarder, on a downhill it will automatically slow down to not go too fast downhill. And then we will put this on automatic so that the truck does it himself, and then we will map another button to increase or decrease that. Hill start assistance, sure, we don't want to roll back on a hill. Anti-ABS and traction control, sure, we'll leave that on as well. Automatic differential lock, nope, we'll map a button to that. The drop liftable axles, nope, we'll do that off as well. We will put a button to that as well. Advanced trailer coupling, yes, that's a bit more realistic. You need to drive perfectly under the trailer to pick it up. If you have this off, then you can put yourself a few inches next to it, or quite a few inches next to it, and it will still get it, but that makes it a bit weird. Then it sort of smashes it on your truck, basically, when you pick up the trailer. This is more realistic, but that of course means you need to drive it straight in front of that trailer to get it to couple. Trailer cables is mostly a visual thing. You can put this up if you don't want to see the trailer cables connecting the truck with the trailer. Electricity and things like that, you know, or cooling system in case you are using a cool trailer. Trailer stability, the same as with the truck stability. I will leave it on maximum so that that thing does not flip over. If you put it, let's say 50-30% whatever, then that trailer might start bouncing around a little bit, and then on a sharp turn you might be turning in a little bit too hot, then you might actually flip over. The rest is all fine. I'm just using the normal cameras. Changes how reactive the interior camera is to vehicle movement. That is something I'm going to bring down a bit. I don't want my truck to wobble the whole time, or the camera to wobble the whole time. Let's put on 40%. We might change it. And what is this thing doing? Changes how much the interior camera is allowed to roll based on vehicle movement. Isn't that the same as this one? The interior to move on vehicle movement. Okay, we'll put both of these on 40%. I don't want the camera to roll too much. Auto camera centering delay disabled. Camera movement speed instant and interior cam zoom mode hold. Yes, that's what we want. Okay, that seems to be good for gameplay. Interface, seeing we need to do something. Show the truck limit, yes. Don't put it on car because then your GPS will... The GPS will show you what is the maximum speed for trucks in that country that you're in. Yeah, if you have it on car, it might say 130 on the highway, but your truck is not allowed to do that. Truck, for instance, Belgium is 90. In Germany, Austria, it's 80 kilometers an hour. So you want to show it, the GPS to show you your truck limit. Speed warning, navigation speeding warning. That is your in your GPS. If you go speeding, the number will go in red. If you don't want that, you can put this up. Then it will stay gray. It's up to you. So it's more of a visual thing than anything else. Navigation mode, I have it on best. It's like the best GPS possible, which includes some mix of highway and small roads. You can say, give me the shortest route, then it will take the shortest route in distance. If that means going over a county road, it will go over county road. That doesn't mean the fastest. So, and then the small road is definitely not the fastest. So the way I see it is like the shortest is the shortest in distance, not necessarily the fastest. Small roads, definitely not. It's going to be the slowest probably. And the best is pretty much the fastest. Then it will be a mix of country roads if there's no highway around. If there is a highway, it will going to put you over the highway. And that's that. And then we have the regional settings. This is basically metric or imperial system. I'm in Europe, so I'm using euro as my currency. Kilometers, kilograms, Celsius. If you're in America, that's going to be miles, pounds, and Fahrenheit, something like that. Liters versus gallons, or bar versus PSI for the tire pressure. That's about it, I think. If you don't want to see any cutscenes, you can put them up here. This is all interface. Automatic parking. When you reach your destination, a widget will be displayed allowing you to skip parking. I don't need that because we have put it on skilled parking. If you drive in a convoy, you can see the other people's names. If you don't want that, you can uncheck this and you will not see the names. That seems to be good as well. And then we go to keys and buttons. We'll go over it. The first section, modifiers, not important. Second section, the truck, we want the throttle, the brake, steering left, we'll go this one, steering right, we'll go this one. I am going to unassign these two here. Secondaries, we don't need that. Electricity for the truck, that is 2. It's like you put in the key, you turn it once, the electricity goes on, you turn it again to turn on the engine. So one time electricity 1, press and start the engine. I'm gonna hold that same button to start the engine. So you hold this till the bar fills up and then it puts it on E hold. And so this is press E and this is hold E basically. Parking brake, that's P. Wipers, I am gonna put on W, which is Z on a QWERTY keyboard. But I am not using a QWERTY keyboard, so that's why I put it on W. Wipers back, no idea. There's no truck which has a wiper on the rear window. There is no rear window, so I'm not sure what that's about. Left turn indicator, that's this one and that one. Light modes, that is pretty much daylight and low beams. You press it once, the daylight, you press it again, then you have the low beams. Your normal lights, let's say, for the night, and then high beams is on another button. Hazard warning, that should be H. Horn, I'm not going to use. We're not using the truck horn. We will use an air horn once we have horns on top of the roof. And then light horn is flashing your lights. Air horn, we'll put that on. That's our horn, if we have one. Beacon will be B. Differential. This is why we don't have it in the gameplay on automatic. Nope, we will map it here. This will be D. And the axle I'll put on A, which on a QWERTY keyboard is Q. So I'm just pressing it. We're also going to hold it for the trailer, but that's later. Assistance, cruise control. Sure, on C, that's fine. And then I'm gonna use my numbering on the keys on the top of your keyboard. 1 to 0 over there. Not your numpad, just on the top of your keyboard. I'm gonna put this increase on 4, decrease on 5, and resume on 6. Well, that's what it shows up, but this is 4, 5, and 6 on my keyboard. We don't need any of that. And this increase and decrease, that is what we put up earlier on 1 kilometer an hour increase every time we press the button, or decrease. That's to get a exact speed on your cruise. And the resume is, if you put on the cruise control by pressing C, you hit the brakes, it will go away. So you hit the brakes, you take a turn, you want to accelerate again, then you need to press resume. The game remembers your last set cruise control, and it will go speed up till that speed again. That's why you use the resume. Not use any of the others. Transmission, we have it on simple automatic, so we don't need to map anything on transmission. Suspension, the same story. Then we come to the trailer to attach and detach the trailer. Yep, that's fine on T. Here we have the other axle on the trailer. So in this case we have A or Q on a QWERTY keyboard for lifting the axles on the truck, and for the trailer I'm gonna hold A. So I hold A, there we go, until it shows up A hold. Trailer brake, we'll use F. That is in case the truck doesn't slow down enough from itself on a downhill, let's say, then you can use the trailer brake to get some extra braking from the trailer. Engine brake, we're not driving manual, so we don't need to engine brake. Then you can increase and decrease that as well. I think, yeah, there are buttons to increase. If the car doesn't slow down enough on a hill or so, then you can change that. But we will put the recharger, which we put on automatic in the gameplay option. We will put this on 7 and on 8 to increase or decrease it in case it doesn't slow down enough going downhill. This is of course only functional if the gearbox has a retarder. If not, then yeah, then you're gonna have to hit the brakes way more. Open right window, not that important. We're not using the right window. We might use the left window, so we'll put those. I put those on the right side of my keyboard somewhere, which is different for everybody, but in this case it are some accents and so which are on my keyboard. The dashboard display mode I'm gonna put on U. That is inside your dashboard. It has different modes. You can it can show you the distance to the gas station that you can still do, how much mileage you can still do. If you press it once, if you press it twice, it will show you the temperature of the oil. Press it again. In some trucks it actually shows the GPS in the dashboard, inside the dashboard itself. So yeah, there are a few modes. You press this a few times. There are 2, 3, 4 modes depending a bit on the truck. Infotainment, that is your GPS itself, which is in the sort of middle console of your dash. That's another thing. So what I'm going to do here is hold I to put the thing on or off, and then press I to change the zoom mode of the map. It has 3 or 4 zoom modes. So yeah, that's what we'll do there. Don't need to reset. We're going to leave these F buttons as they are, so we're going to use the default. That's more for HUD options. We will come to that. I will explain what F1 to all the way up to F8 do. Camera controls, yeah, that's always an annoying one. What you do here is you click on unassigned, and all the ones which are not unassigned, just unassign them. Because otherwise you're going to press some buttons and it's going to mess around with your cameras. We will remap them in a second. So if I now look at my keyboard, the top row, I'm using 4, 5, and 6 linked to the cruise control. 7 and 8 is the retarder, and then 9 and 0 could potentially use for the trailer brake increase or decrease as well. So I have 1, 2, and 3 available, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use interior camera forward. It's going to be on 3, and then interior look left I'm going to put on 1, and interior look right I'm going to put on 2. I will show you in a second what that does, 1, 2, and 3 once we're in the truck. And then the rest of the cameras I'm going to put on my numpad over here. Some of them we will use, and that's 4 of those I will use, I think. So I will map those first. Interior, 1. Lean out camera, that's for reversing. It's very handy, so I'm going to definitely use that. So that's 2. Top down camera is when you're reversing, trying to get that advanced coupling of that trailer perfect on. The top down camera is sometimes very handy, so I'm going to put that one on numpad 3. And then the chasing cam, which gives you the option to look around your truck with the mouse. It's an outside camera, so we will use 4. The rest I hardly ever use. So we'll just map the rest on everything else we have available. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. The difference between look left and look left interior is, if you look left interior, it immediately looks 90 degrees left with your head. If you map look left and look right, you're gonna have to hold that button. Otherwise, if you let it go, your guy is gonna look back forward. So that's why I'm not using those. I'm using the interior look left and right. That's way better. And then we could potentially do next camera on numpad 9. We still have a numpad available, because why not? Okay, then we have auxiliary cameras. The zoom, interior, yeah. Zoom interior I'm gonna put on my middle mouse button. Mouse wheel in my case, but I have a side button which I have mapped as my middle mouse button in the mouse software. That's to zoom in and out inside your, for instance, to see what is actually on your dashboard, because that's so small that you might want to zoom. I will show you all that I'm mapping, what I'm actually doing. Walk mode, I don't even know where we're walking, so that's not something I'm going to bother with. Photo mode while driving. Photo mode. Photo mode while driving. Do I want to map that? Because that's one of these annoying things. If you just by mistake press it, then you're suddenly going to photo mode while you're in the middle of a drive. But yeah, you have to map it somewhere. Is there another option to map photo mode? No, I think this is just photo mode. But the fact that it says while driving, then I'm gonna put this one on numpad 9. Then that next camera is not that important. We'll put it on 9 here for now. Take a picture, that's fine. Open the gallery, that's all. Yeah, this is once you're in the photo mode, we'll just use the default keys. That's all fine. Activate, that is to interact with a menu or something. That's on the enter key. Yeah, that's fine. World map is on M if you have a QWERTY keyboard. If not, you need to put it on M. In my case, I need to put it on M because I don't have a QWERTY keyboard, and my M is not on the bottom row. Quick save, we can do that. Screenshot is F10. Why in F10? Because I think the default for Steam is F12. I think if you press F12, you take a screenshot in. Well, yeah, it all doesn't matter actually, because that is when you take screenshots yourself, and I'm using Windows key Shift S to use the snipping tool to take pictures. So Garage Manager is G. Is there any reason you want to go not through the menu just by pressing G? Well, whatever. Audio player is R for radio. That's fine. I'm not going to use that anyway. Push to talk. Push to talk is this button. That is in case you're driving a convoy and you use the CB radio, the citizen band, then you can put it in push to talk. So that you can talk in the game, and then only when you push that button, and then other than that you can just talk when you're recording a video or when you're in Discord or something without any problems. That's it. Controls. Yeah, here you set up your keyboard plus missing Thrustmaster. It says missing Thrustmaster because my wheel is not connected. So we're gonna go simple automatic. Controller type is wheel. Yeah, it's gonna give us a conflict. We're gonna have to choose keyboard in a second. Sensitivity, probably gonna bring that down a bit. See, we're on the keyboard. Linearity is fine. 900 degrees rotation, obviously for the wheel. Force feedback, yeah, that's all fine. We'll mess with that whenever we have a wheel. The same here. This is all for wheel. Shifters, same thing. Eye tracking. If you use eye tracking, you have to configure it here. That's that. Online. Currently, profile is not connected to the World of Trucks. It says. We just connected it, so yeah, probably because we have not started our career yet, we are not connected yet. Online news, image spotlight, whatever, all not important. And then accessibility is the last one in the options. There anything, physical movement camera, what is this? When enabled, the interior camera reacts to vehicle movement. No, that's what I don't want. I don't want my interior to shake around the whole time. And the rest is fine, I think. Steering auto center, yes. If you steer to the left and you let the steering go, the wheel will automatically come back to the middle. And also your truck will go straight again. If you don't have this, then you're gonna have to steer left, and then when you come back, you're gonna have to steer right again, which on a keyboard or a controller is very annoying. When you play with the wheel, obviously that doesn't matter. That's it. This is all set. Then you can potentially could go before you start driving to get a bit of a feel of everything. You could go to the driving academy and do a few of these scenarios. We're not going to do that, but I will show you. Here now you need to tell them like, hey, keyboard simple automatic. That's the setup I want to use for the driving academy. And then you have these scenarios playing here. If you're completely new to the game, I would at least advise you to do the first box here, which is trucking driving basics. So if we open that, we're gonna have a look on it. Pick a truck that you want to drive in that thing. There's several options available here, obviously. It's gonna come with a cutscene which takes a few minutes. It's gonna drive over this whole thing. We're just gonna skip it by pressing escape. And then you come into this menu where you will see it will have several chapters, 5 in total here, this first one. There are pretty basic things, right? Setting your mirrors, setting your cameras. I will explain that as we go, once we're in the truck, how to do all that. That will go faster. You can do this, just complete these things. It's pretty easy. Let's take one. Let's just take one to give you an idea of what is going on. Yes. There are 2 options here when you come into the scenario. You can press enter and step by step it will show you what is going to happen. Or you can just escape it and immediately do it. Let's press enter. So, and then it will explain you what is going to happen. He wants you to drive forward for your first drive, blah blah blah. There we go. He drives forward over that line. Past the line, you have to stop. This is pretty basic stuff. But if you never played the game, this is now what we have to do. Now we'll just do it. So he says press E to turn on the electricity. Press E again. Hold it. Start the engine. And press P to release the handbrake. He wants you to also look right. You can do that with the mouse. And look left. And then he wants you to activate the service brake. Don't know why he wants you to do that. Puts it in reverse gear on an automatic gearbox, but that is a bit annoying with the driving. If you go forward, you stop. You go in reverse. You actually need to press the brakes to drive in reverse, and then your throttle becomes the brake when you drive in reverse. It's a bit annoying. You can change that. You can put your you can map extra buttons for forward, neutral and rear reverse gear. That is an option. But if not, the default it works like this. So what he wants us to do is start moving. And once we cross the line, he wants you to stop. He wants you to activate the handbrake, shut down the engine. And that's it. Scenario completed. So this is pretty basic stuff, as you can see. And that's it. We have done this scenario. You can go to the next one, or you can exit and select the ones you still have to do. So simple basic movements here in chapter 1. Chapter 2, they want you to drive the truck itself. Chapter 3, they will give you a trailer attached. You have to drive a few maneuvers here, like a 90 degrees corners, a roundabout. Chapter 4, it's more of the same, but then in reverse parking and things like that. And then chapter 5, you get a final exam. All stuff forward that you have learned above, you do in part 1. All stuff in reverse that you have learned in chapter 4, you will get in final exam part 2. If you complete that, then you have 31 of the first box. Truck driving basics, you have it gutted, you know what to do, you know how to make play around with the cameras, which you have learned all over there. Once you have mapped the things the way I said to map it, or the things you should at least map is the thing that I changed basically. Truck driving proficiency is the second box here. That is way more advanced. It's also time comes into play here. You can earn 3 stars if you do it faster. Some of them are very tricky to get 3 stars. It's more advanced maneuvers. We will not do one, but we'll have a look at it. Again, yeah, pick a truck. It's going to give you a whole introduction video again. I will skip it again. And as you can see here, there are a few things here different. Here a scenario comes with these kind of things. Past conditions, so you have 10 minutes time and you can do 10 direction changes. That means when you stop driving forward, you stop, you change direction to go reverse, that's a direction change. So that means that, like, if you didn't aim correctly, you want to stop and drive forward and then backward and forward and backward again, a little few corrections. Yeah, you can do only 10 of these corrections. That is the past conditions. If you do that, then you will pass the scenario. But if you want to get 3 stars in it, then you need to do it not in 10 minutes, but in 3 minutes. You cannot use 10 corrections, you can only use 2, and the camera, you have to use the interior camera the whole time. The lean out camera is also a interior camera. All the ones that I mapped on my numpad, those are interior cameras. Pretty much. So that is like the interior, look left, look right, look forward. The lean out camera, you're still sitting in the truck, so it's still considered a interior camera, although you are looking through the window to the back, but you don't necessarily need 3. There is possibly a Steam achievement for getting 3 stars in every of these things. That is very possible, but just to get it passed, you just want to get the pass conditions. As you can see, several scenarios. You can see that it's getting a bit more tricky here. A bunch of trucks on a parking lot, and you want to park in reverse in between there. That is that scenario, I think. Also some weather issues where you're sliding all over the place. Actually have to counter steer if you go too quickly, because if you go too early on the throttle coming out of a corner, it will wheel spin. Those are the weather condition things. And then some maneuvering, going around cones, slaloms, things like that. I did this one the other day on my main account because I'm still doing these things. They added some of these boxes later. Like this one was a very tricky one. You start squeeze in between 2 trucks, and the parking lot is, people are sleeping, but they put their truck wherever there was room, and you need to maneuver through it, and you don't have much room. You already need to be very careful to drive out of here, because the right side on the inside, and your trailer also swirls out a little bit, so you also need to make sure that your left rear does not hit the one on your left, just to get out of this thing. And then you need to go there and go left 90 degrees, 90 degrees right. There is more trucks parked sideways and whatnot. You don't have much room to maneuver there, and it's all happening at night, so way more difficult in the second box, some of these things. So this is where let's put it more advanced driving in this second box scenario. First one is basic, this is way more advanced, and then not so long ago, I think last year or so, they added the double trailer handling. which also here, same story. Let's take a Scania. Again, you're gonna get an intro. We're not driving that thing, we're driving that thing. That's what you're gonna drive. And also here, chapter 1, going forward, some forward maneuvering with a double trailer, that is kinda okay. The reverse gets a little bit trickier already. Reverse control, and then chapter 3 is real world preparation, where you need to park blindly in curves and with blind spots and not seeing where you're going in reverse, using your cameras and your mirrors. Some of them are digital, but still it's very hard to see sometimes where the rear of your truck is, especially with a double trailer. And then also here you have a final exam eventually. This is something you can do whatever you want. My advice would be do at least some of these driving basics, especially if you're completely new, which is very possible in 2026, because I think the game is about to go to console. So, or it came to console last year. I don't know. It's actually, I know it's in the shop in PlayStation and Xbox, but I don't know if you can actually get it yet. If not, it will be very close to release. So there will be a bunch of new players probably. Go to Driving Academy, Driving Basics, do a few of those scenarios before you start your career. We're going to skip that now. We have mapped everything that we need to map. I will go start career so that I can show you what I actually mapped and where am I using it. The first thing it's going to ask us is more than likely to select a headquarters, would be my guess. If I remember this from a long time ago. No, that's exactly what it's doing. So, okay, we got it. When we started playing, we had Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, United Kingdom, Germany, and Switzerland and Austria, the north of France, and the north of Italy, a couple of cities. That was it. That was the base. That is still up to the date. This is still the base game of the. If you just buy Euro Truck, that's what you're gonna get. That's all map you're gonna get. And then what we went then is Luxembourg. Why Luxembourg? For two different reasons. At that time when we started playing, it was sort of the middle of the map, so we could go anywhere. And also the fuel was the cheapest in Luxembourg. It probably is still in this area. It's probably still the cheapest in Luxembourg. So you want to have your headquarters there so that you can always, every time you go out, that you can get cheap fuel. Of course, things have evolved over time. We have a bunch of north and northeast countries. We have east, southeast. It added a bunch of DLCs over time. And also here, southwest, Spain, Portugal, you name it. Later on, we're going to get Iceland and Ireland this year. So this over here, which is going to be added, and also Iceland over there is already named and going to be added. So Iceland will come next, and then the Isle of Ireland probably at the end of the year. Those are the next two expansions. That's for 2026, let's say. Which, point being, Luxembourg is no longer in the middle of the map. So our middle of the map is probably more somewhere in the Austria area now. Or maybe Munich might be a good choice. You can go upwards, you can go downwards, whatever you want. Let's do Innsbruck, why not? Let's select Innsbruck. That also means that our home base is now in Austria, although, like me for instance, I'm from Belgium. On my main account, my headquarters is in Brussels, and my second garage is in Liège. I have 10 trucks, 5 in each of them, for me personally. And then the rest, the drivers you can put elsewhere. So let's do Innsbruck in Austria. Then it's going to ask you your truck preferences. What effect has that? Well, first of all, whatever you select, that's what you're going to drive in your first job that you're going to start here in a second. And secondly, the first truck dealer on the map will be whatever you chosen here. If you choose a Volvo, you will get a Volvo dealer on the map as your first truck dealer, because the game thinks, oh, that's his preference truck, so his first truck he probably wants to buy that one. So that on that thing it has effect. Other than that, you can also explore the world and find other truck dealers, so it doesn't have that much of a problem if you don't. But if you want to buy your first truck a Volvo, then select Volvo as your truck preference. This is the FH3. This is I think a 2010 version or something. FH4 Volvo is 2015, 2020 or so, or later for the FH5, and the latest one is the FH6. So this is the newest Volvo, and the same goes for, if you open this filter here on the left, the same goes for DEV. You have a few versions of DEV. Iveco, I think you only have, let's see, yeah, oh no, you still have the old Stralis as well. Then you probably also have the Highway, okay. So it was the old Stralis, then they brought in the Stralis Highway, and now it is the S-Way. That's the latest one. And then same for MAN and Mercedes and Renault and Scania, the same story. What is the least horsepower? Just to make it a struggle. DEV, I think. I think DEV, the DEV XD is the medium-sized truck. It's the only medium-sized truck in the game next to the Renault Premium, which is now replaced with the D series, but that is not in the game. But the old one is. So the Renault Premium and the DEV XD are sort of medium-sized trucks. The other brands do not have their medium-sized trucks in this game. So let's see. So it's this one. It's a bit smaller. So let's take that one. Yes. So what does that mean? We're gonna drive this thing in our first job, and we're also gonna have the DEV as our first truck dealer on the map. Once we finish this job, we probably get a mail from DEV saying like, hey, we have a dealer here nearby, and then welcome to Eurotruck. At last you have the chance to experience your dream driving a truck. Your own transportation company is now open for business, but sadly you lack the money to buy a truck. That's unfortunate. For now you will have to work for other companies as a driver for hire. Your task is to safely deliver a load of ore to Transinet dock in Munich. Your employee has provided you with a vehicle and will cover all expenses. Don't let anyone down and arrive on time. Yes, if you go explore the map a little bit, you will be late on time and you will get fined. So take that in consideration. It's going to set up the game, and here we are in our DEV. Can't see where we're going, and now I'm going to press a couple of cameras. Number 1 on our numpad was the interior cam. Number 2, that is the lean out camera. Number 3 is the one from above, the top down camera, and number 4 is the camera outside. And you can go around with your mouse. It will turn around the camera, and we can zoom in with our mouse wheel. It's a DEV XD 450, so it has 450 horsepower. So at least they gave us the highest of the 11-liter engine. And we are carrying a small dumper with what was it? Ore. So we're probably in an ore mine, probably. That's why we are. That's what we're driving. But when we are inside, I also press on the top of my keyboard the 1, 2, 3, and this is what it does. If you press 1, you go immediately, your head goes immediately 90 degrees to the left. That's handy to see if there's something coming from the left. Press 2, same story, it looks to the right. In this case it will not have a mirror in your way there, because DEV uses windows in the door itself, so you can see what is actually happening next to you, so it doesn't have that side mirror. And then number 3, you go back, look forward. So 1, 2, 3, I use those not far away from my throttle, which is W, makes handy when you're driving. And then what we haven't covered yet is the F keys. F1, especially with the latest update 1.58, has changed a little bit. This used to be just a pause menu, but now it actually gives you information which before was in the GPS. It's no longer the case. The job details, for instance, I think in the past it was F8 that you needed to press to see your job details. It's now just in the F1 menu. So what does this thing show you? It shows you what you're doing. From Innsbruck to Munich we're going. We have 7 hours remaining. Our next rest stop is in 10 hours, which means we can drive 11 hours, we should not take a rest stop. We should be there to get the job done. We're getting paid 1,400 euros for our first job. The damage is at the moment 0. Let's try to keep it that way. And we are in Austria, seeing we have selected our HQ in Innsbruck. And that will tell you the truck limits, which we have set in the menu, which is 50 kilometers an hour maximum in the city, 70 on local roads, and 80 on expressways, motorways, highways. 80 kilometers an hour. We have a tolerance of 5, so which means, for instance, we can put our GPS on 84 on the highway without getting cameras going off or police giving us fines, whatnot. It's also a quick way to get into photo mode. There are some photo moments that you can take a picture. It's part of the gameplay. We have a service you can call in case you crash and you really can't drive anymore. The engine doesn't want to start and things like that. That used to be on F7. I think it still is. Then you can call the tow service. They will pick you up and you will quick travel to the nearest by repair shop. That could be 20-30 kilometers away from you, but hey, you go there, you repair your truck, and you can drive again. Vehicle adjustments is something we can do, and widget objects is also something we can do with other F keys, so we'll come to that in a second. F3, you see on the right there we have a UI mirror. By pressing F2, you can bring the other one up as well, or you can remove all of them. You can only do the right one, you can only do the left one, you can do both of them, or none of them at all. Personally, I like to have that one open because otherwise you have to move your mouse or look right to actually see the other camera. Now in this case there are no mirrors. That's why I say camera, because there are cameras outside and you will have digital mirrors once we start the engine. So that is F2. F3, it's not showing anything at the moment because you need to do F6 first. Let me quickly set that up. This is a widget. The driver side mirror, that's what we just have. We have that disabled. The passenger side mirror, that is this mirror. I'm gonna put this thing on interior only. So when we go to an outside camera, we do not see that mirror on our screen. If you want that, then you can put it, then you just enable it in the F6 menu. This one is not working yet apparently in this thing. Oh, that's probably because we haven't started it. This will work in a second though. The same goes for some extra navigation on the right bottom and a tachometer or a speedometer on the left. We can put those things up. I normally put them on exterior only when we go to an exterior camera, that I can see my speedometer on the left and my GPS on the right. Once we're in the truck, we're just using the GPS in the truck, if it has one. If not, then you need to put it on as well. So this is what the F6 is doing. And then F3 and F5 are related to that as well. F4, that is what we want to do next. F4 gives you the vehicle adjustments. So we press adjust seats. The first thing I click on is FOV, and I'm going to put that on 84, which is sort of my magic number. There's nothing magic about it, but 84 degrees gives you sort of this position in every truck. Except for MAN, I think. Is it MAN? I think it's MAN, where you have to do 94 or something, because to get that same position here. So I usually, that is something you can do. Just put this thing on 84 or 85 and then you can drive if you're okay with that, or you can fine tune it. That's what we're going to do next. We're going to go to seat position. You can click on these buttons that it says here, or you can just use your mouse on that yellow thing and move yourself a little bit higher. Yep, that's good. A little bit left or right, meaning forward towards dash or way. So something like this. I don't want it too close. Something like this, I'm okay with that. Tilt, you will tilt your head in this case. So if you want to look a bit more forward, so like that, yeah, that's okay. Pan is you move your whole body. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll just leave it at this. Rotate, you're only gonna rotate your head. In this case, seeing we don't have a mirror outside on the left, we will use the digital one. We can probably do 1 or 2 clicks to the right. One is probably okay. We're still looking forward, but we see a little bit more on our right side here. So that's better. And then the steering, I usually do the steering tilt. That does this thing. That's sort of what real truckers do. They put their wheel up and then they can get out of the truck. So that's what that tilt does. So tilt it a little bit, sort of like this, that's fine. And then the telescope, that sort of either brings it forward to you or it goes more to the dashboard. Bring it up or bring it down. Sort of, so yeah, find that middle point sort of where you're happy with them. I'm okay with that. Escape. We go back to the menu. We do the next one, which is the mirrors. Can't adjust the mirrors because we can't see them. So first thing we're gonna have to do is put on the electricity. Go, we can see the digital mirrors. There they are. So we have put on the electricity of the truck. Seeing these are digital cameras or mirrors, we have to put that on first before we can adjust these mirrors. If you have normal mirrors, you can do it immediately. So we're looking at this mirror here now. That is the left one, the biggest one of the two digital ones. So we probably want to put it a bit more to the left. I don't want to see that much of my truck. I want to see what's happening next to my truck. Left convex, that's the small one here. That's more your dead angle one. So something like that. Goes a bit more sideways, left, sort of your blind spot here on the left. The front one, that is there over there. In this case is also a camera, as you can see. So we want sort of that corner we want to see, that's fine. The right one, that is this one. That is also the one that you will see as your UI mirror on the right there. So also here we want to go a bit more to the right in this case. Sort of like that, that's fine. So that's that big one here. And then we're going to go to the small one, that is the right convex. Something like this will do. And then the side one is not available on DAF because that's normally over here in the right door. But seeing DAF uses these windows down here, this one is not available. So in other trucks, this one will be available. There will be a mirror there. The front one could be outside there as well. I usually remove that one. I hate that one. Adjust the lights. All of these are mapped in our keys. Parking lights, low beams, high beams. Parking lights, you press L once. If you press L once, that's parking lights. If you press it again, it will be the low beams. If you press the other key, it will be high beams. And if you then press 4, then you will see that they are all on now. So these you don't need to do. Beacon we have mapped on B. Front auxiliary and roof auxiliary, or if you have your own truck, you can put extra lights up front and you can put extra lights on top of the roof. Then you need to select these two. Dashboard lighting is exactly what it says. If you want more, or if you don't want to see that much of your dashboard or much of your dashboard, I usually put it on somewhere around 90% or so. That's that. Now if we hold E, we start the engine. Sound seems to be good. We put it on 40%, I think, the engine sound. And then in theory, we can drive. That's what it's also telling us. On the left top there, it's giving you indicators what to do. That will, once you know what to do, it will disappear after a while. It's only the first couple of times it will show you that. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back into the system. That's where you find your options that we were selected earlier in the menu. So system options. We're going to go to controls and we're going to, no, it's not controls, it's gameplay. You will find something called braking intensity. I'm going to put that on 110, 115%, I think. Oh, that's better. That's better. Now, what is going on with the cameras? There we go. We can now look left. We can look right. What's going on with traffic? Not sure what he's doing, but this is a stupid AI. They're trying to give you room, but then they put you in front of you. That's probably because we're a bit too far now. So that's what you play with these cameras, left and right. It's still not available. I think it's not available. The F6 thing here is not available in your widget, I think. In your tutorial mission, that is. Still only just. Like, this is a problem, of course, we can't see the lights, so here you can use numpad 4 for your exterior camera. We will change back as soon as the lights go green. I have meanwhile changed my GPS because the truck has a GPS, so. And we have discovered something on our right. Oh, let's see, open the map. Let's see what we discovered. It's this thing over here that is a recruitment agency. Now, we're apparently going to go through Innsbruck. There is nothing there, there are no question marks or anything like that, so nothing needs to be discovered. So that's okay, so we'll just keep on driving. And that is why I use camera 4. On traffic lights it is handy to see the next light. The next traffic light, we will have a look at the zoom function. Yeah, we're gonna get red on every single light. Definitely 115 though. So what you can do is here, you can move your mouse and then you hold down your middle mouse button. This is the zoom function, and then you can use U to select all the modes available within this dashboard, which seems to be a lot of. Trying to figure out where our fuel is, but I think it's left top there. In the GPS itself, we have zoom 1 now. So if we press I, we get zoom 2, zoom 3, zoom 4. This is 1. So 1 or 2, depends a bit on the truck, depends a bit on how much or how wide your screen is. In this case, not that wide. So here in this case we're using zoom 1 for the GPS. In some of the Scanias you have almost a very wide iPad. Then you can use zoom 2 as well. This is all new area, I think. They have reworked it, but not optimized it yet, I think. Getting like 50 FPS in that thing. Little corrections on the steering wheel, as you can see. That's of course because we're on a keyboard. lane with the rear camera. And now we're just trying to accelerate to 80 something so we can put our cruise control on. Here you need to look at the digital boards above. If they are green, then you need to stop on that way station here. And we're going to increase it. One, 2, 3, 4. 4 kilometers we increased it, so we should now be doing 84 on our cruise control. And we can go off throttle. These are these random road events that we have selected. Although we set them on 10%, of course, they're gonna put that thing in here on your first one. On your first trip, you're gonna get everything thrown at you. Now we're gonna press 6 to resume the cruise control. I am off throttle. The truck will accelerate again to 84 kilometers an hour. Don't necessarily need to follow the GPS, of course. You can also follow the billboards. We know we are going to Munich, so you can also watch the boards. But the camera is fine, not too much shaking. We put all that stuff off for the shaking. We don't have any sensors going up for rumble stripes and blind spots and things like that. Cameras are good for our digital mirror, so all is fine. Munich, what did it say, 170 kilometers? Something is flashing in that dashboard the whole time though. I think that's the lane assistance. I think that thing is going off, telling you every time a car passes by. Let's put it on pause for a second. Oh, then I can't see my screen. It's not so good. Yeah, every time a car comes by, something is flashing in my dashboard. I can see that. So that's probably the blind spot sensor. And that's why we put that up in audio, because I think every time a car comes by, that thing is gonna beep, I think. Which is very often the case. Like now we have 70-80 FPS, that's fine. We have it all on high and ultra. I could probably put some things on medium and get over 100 FPS without a problem. We don't have the latest CPU and GPU. We do have some decent stuff though. 20 Ti graphics cards with 64 gigs of RAM, so we can handle quite a bit. This is the border, so now the tutorial thing on the left there is telling us, hey, use F1. And that's, why is that? Because we just crossed the border. We have now have new local regulations, because we're now in Germany, where it seems to be pretty much the same as in Austria, except for the local roads it's 60 instead of 70 in Austria. So yeah, every country has different speed limits and such, and that's why every time you cross a border, once you drive a little bit, you know these distances, but by doing that, you also get the green check mark on the left, which also means that in the next border you will not get that pop-up anymore, because the game knows that you know how it works. That's in real life. Police car on the side of the road, everybody slows down, so also the AI is doing that. Of course, you also want to be a bit familiar with the languages. Because on the billboards it obviously does not say Vienna, it says Wien, which is the German word for Wien, for Vienna. It's the same in Italy, for instance. Yeah, it's not Florence. Florence is the English word for Firenze. So if you drive on the roads here, and you look at the billboards, then you need to follow Firenze if you go to Florence. Time to time, especially on situations like this in front of you, you see the highway is gonna split up. Pay attention to your GPS. GPS, if you need to change lanes, it will tell you. It does, but very late, as you can see. Just the last second it told me. Nothing in the mirror, so we can keep going. We have discarded Munich. He needs to stop normally, so don't have to worry about him. We are now on a local road, so what was the speed? 60? We'll put the GPS on again, cruise control. I was just too late. Just about to set it on 64. So we got our first fine. (40 kilometers an hour). Has been reworked, this part of Germany, but I'm gonna put our GPS on mode number 2 because that's better to see where we have to actually turn. I set my cruise control on 68 and I was decreasing it as the police came by, and I think we were just doing 65 or 66, and I think they charged us, what was it, 220 euros? So yeah, we got our first speeding ticket already. But now we're back on the highway then. (82, 83, 84). Especially if you play with the keyboard, it's handy to use the cruise control and not have to go on the throttle the whole time. Now it just cruises at 84. We have to go up here though. I go into map? Oh, we can. So we need to deliver here. Apparently we just paused here. Why did we go around again? What is that bullshit? Anyway. We could deliver here in Transinet and then we're done. Or we can see around and see if we can discover something. Like here is something. We might be a bit late. That is a possibility. We also have something here. So that's sort of what you do, right? You don't immediately deliver your, because you don't have a truck to explore the world, and so we have a bit of time left, I'm assuming. Yeah, we still have 4 hours remaining, which means that is about we did the math on that, was it? I think it was 3 seconds for a minute times 20. Three seconds, so 1 minute is 20 minutes. So three minutes IRL is 1 hour in game, I think. So we still have 12 minutes potentially. So we don't need to deliver immediately without being late, right? The question, of course, is can I get here? If I put my thing here, what is it gonna do? It's gonna send me all around here. Okay. So we go here and then we go here. Okay. And then we go here. Okay, so it's gonna send us first here. That's okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see if we can discover these things. Because we don't have our own truck, so we cannot explore the world. So if we immediately deliver here to this place, then we can do no exploration at all. Then we might be a bit late, we might get a little fine, that's all fine. Where do I want to go first? He wants me to go right and then turn around or some bullshit, I think. I don't know. Can't we go here? Oh my god. Can't we go? Yeah, we can go here. There we go. That's more like it. 1, 2, 3. One, we're gonna have to stop on the road, I think, because that's a photo moment. I think we have to go into photo mode and see if we can take a picture of whatever they want us to take there. I don't know what is that thing flashing here? Okay, I need some other mode in that. No, I can't get another mode. No, that thing is always on. Great. What is photo mode? 9. Forward. I think we need to take a picture of this thing. I think that's what that is. Photo trophy captured. Yep. There we go. So that's why we needed to be here. Now this thing is no longer gray, but it is yellow because we have taken this picture of this building, and that will go somewhere in your photo, not in the gallery, it's in the photo mode capture. We'll see in a second what it actually is. Can we get to the menu from here? No, we can't. Okay. So we got our first photo captured. Gas station here. We don't need any fuel. Normally they give you enough fuel. Of course, if you go wandering about a little bit too much, then you might actually need fuel. Let's have a look on the map again. Is there anything else we need? Yeah, we have a question mark here. Oh, we also have a question mark here. Can I go there? That would be nice. Yes, we can. That's not that much longer. Okay. Next question marks we will pick up. Then we have 3 things discovered here in our first job. It's not a bad idea. Come on, game. It's gonna give me red light. That's just about to say we had green there. We're gonna get red everywhere. The game is gonna try to make us come late. I see it already. I'm not gonna drive through the traffic light because we already got a €220 speeding fine, and we're only getting, what was it, 1400 from this transport. Truck is struggling a bit with the 11-liter 450. A lot of police cars. Oh, this is a 30 zone. Wonderful. Here because we're already doing 43 or something. Come on, lights. No. We got still 4 hours. around the big buildings, I think. Oh, again, cop cars. Okay, there's police on the footpath all over the place here. So I'm just gonna put my cruise on 50 here. Where are we? Munich. Thought for a second we were in Berlin. Looked like the Brandenburger Tor. Come on, lights, go green. No, it's not gonna go green. Yeah, we're getting red on every light here. Yeah, 4 hours and 21 minutes. Resume. I just press on resume now, and then the cruise control will automatically put us towards 50. That was the last thing we put in the cruise control. Come on, game. Give us green. Oh, it wants to stop me on every freaking light. Oh no, there we go. Nice. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pay another 220. Yeah, that thing in my dashboard is flickering the whole time. It's some sort of... It's that guy on the left here. That guy here is in my dead blind spot. And so that makes the dashboard go crazy. So if we would still have that blind spot sensor on, I am pretty sure that the thing would be beeping the whole time. That's supposed to be Skodas on the trailer there. Delivery on the right, but we are gonna first discover whatever is up there. Then we'll come back. We still have 4 hours. Cop car has a death wish, I think. How the hell? Well, look at what he's doing. That's a cop car. Oh my god, another one of these guys in front of us. We discovered an MAN dealer. Let's see what they're selling here. MANs, obviously. The TGX Euro 6, that's the previous model. The TGX GN, that's this model with a low roof. That's the latest model with a low roof. So yeah, that is basically the latest truck you can get. 117,000. It's cheapest MAN real. What is this one? This is 107,000, but this is a previous model. This is the new one. And then of course that will be all that you can get, because the rest will be locked. Yeah, the rest is level 12. This is also an older model, the Euro 6. This as well. This as well. This is the new one, the GM. That is medium roof. GN is low roof. GM is medium roof. That's an old model. And then the GX is the highest roof. So this is like the highest roof you can get. And then of course you can configure that with an 8x4 or something, which is probably that's the old one. Yeah, this is the highest you're gonna get from the new truck. The TGX GX with the highest roof available, and a 8x4 chassis, 8 wheels, 4-wheel drive, 4 mid-lift. That means that the second row of wheels is liftable. You can lift them up, and that is a steering axle. If you have heavy load, you can put that thing down and you have more steering from it. And that's what you that's why you can lift axles, and that's why you have to map the axles. But yeah, then we're already talking 264,000. That already tells you also that when you get the first mail from the bank, I think that's level 2. They tell you can loan 100,000. There's not much you can do with that. So I would wait till you're level 5, where you get the credit increased to 400,000, and then start buying a truck. Then you can buy immediately something decent. But then of course it starts, you still need to level up these trucks to level 30, 35, some of them. You need to be level 35 before you can get all of the accessories available. They are also level locked. If we go here, we go into customization. Let's say we buy this one. This is the latest model, but with a low roof. So if we go customize configuration, yeah, the GM is locked at level 8 and the GX is locked at level 12. You have a 4x2, you have a 4x4 probably, a 6x2, a 6x4, and then eventually the 8x4 is level 16 apparently. Engine wise, you can get a 330 horsepower. Is that 13 liter? I think it's a 13 liter. And it goes all the way up to the 15 liter 6-cylinder of 640 horsepower for the MAN. No V8 in that one, that's why they have 600 horsepower, while the V8 for Volvo and Scania have 700 horsepower. That's a V8. MAN and Mercedes, they also have 15-16 liter engines, but they only have 6 cylinders, so 100 horsepower less. The same, you can get a gearbox, and you can get one with retarder. As you can see, that is better, right? The one with retarder can go full normal cargo in this function. You can put some colors on it, that's all fine. There are no accessory available at all on this thing. You can choose 1 or 2 interiors, but that's it. And then also no accessories available. They are all, although we have many dots to click on, they are all locked. So yeah, you can buy this thing whenever you have some money for 117,000, but there's not much you can do with it. But it's also a repair shop. If you have any damage, this is what you need. Some of these, how does it look like on a map? Purple, I think, right? Yeah, purple icons on your map are truck dealers, and then the wine red is a repair shop. If you see one of those on your map, you can always go there to do some repairs if you want to. And also, once you buy a truck, this is also where you come. Then you drive to the wrench. So you can do service, which means we probably have some tire wear from driving that you could potentially, that's not something you do now, but you do that with your own truck, obviously. Or you can go truck configurator. Once you have unlocked some more stuff, you can come back here and put some more, that is what you do in these repair shops. They are basically your customized shops in a way. But we just came here to discover it on the map, which means once it's on the map, you can also quick travel to it from wherever you are. You can click on that icon on the map and you can visit the dealer. It might be that you have to pay for that. And across the road we have our first 3-slot garage. So this will be your garage in Munich if you buy this one. This garage is available for sale for 180,000 euros. That's another reason why you want to wait on the second mail from the bank, because you need more money. 100,000 truck, 180,000 garage, then you have 3-slot garage. Then you can buy, go around to dealers, if you have discovered more dealers, go around and see what the cheapest truck is. You buy 2 of those, you hire 2 drivers in the recruitment agency, and then your company is going, then you already have 3 trucks. Now let's deliver this thing before we get fined. What's the deal? We still have 4 hours though. So we should be fine. So it was worth doing the trip. We have discovered many things on our first journey already. You can see the X's, that means that we can't drive there, but don't let that fool you. The AI can drive there, right? So you need to check it, because there can be AI coming out of that street there. If you drive towards that street, it's a hidden wall, but the AI can come out of there. That's where they spawn in, I guess. Like there, I just steered. As soon as we were a bit straight, I put it on the resume, and I'm not even doing anything now. The truck just accelerates to 50 kilometers an hour. That's where the last position of the cruise control was. It always remembers the last position. Now I am going to change lanes though. Normally, if you put on your indicator, normally the AI will slow down a bit and give you room. You do need to pay attention to your mirrors, because they do not all do it. There are always some annoying ones, just like in real life, that do not want to give you it. But I went ahead because I already knew that we had to go left here. We saw that earlier. Now we can chill in. We know our delivery is somewhere around the corner here, and we still have 4 hours to get there. But we can't free roam yet because we don't have our own truck yet, so this is what you do then. You look on the map, put some extra checkpoints, drive there, discover these things, and then you have them discovered already. We have a recruitment agency. We found another truck dealer. We also found a garage that we potentially could buy. Now, not advisable to buy the garage in Munich, because we have our HQ in Innsbruck, which is pretty close by. You wanna buy your first garage as far away from your HQ as possible, or at least somewhere away from so that you can travel there, right? Then you have 2 points to start from. Parking places on the left as well, in case you need to rest. There's a big truck stop on the left. Come on, give us green. Give us green. No. Every time he wants me to stop, get my cruise control off. Accelerate to 30 kilometers an hour, I think it is. And then you can press the resume button again. No. I don't know exactly anymore how much it is, but you had to accelerate. You cannot just on the traffic light press the resume button. I don't think that works. You need to have a certain speed before you can. Why you're slowing down? Yes, that's why. Fuck. And then brake checking for the orange light, but then he decides not to stop anyway. The German Wind Express coach, that is the next DLC that's coming, is the coaches. We can actually drive the buses. They already adjusted the map. There are bus stations already added to the map. Just press the resume, does not work. So I think it's 30 kilometers an hour that you need to be going before you can actually resume your cruise control thing. But we're still in time. I'm pretty sure we didn't get a message yet, so. See, we have selected skilled parking in the menu. It immediately will tell you, hey, it needs to be there, without having to press any widget or something. If you don't put that thing off, the automatic parking and all that stuff, then you're gonna have to drive into one of those green widgets like we just did with the garages. Go. Parking brake on. Lights out. Got the engine. We parked. And then press T to decouple the whole thing. We should be in time. We should have not any fine. We had 4 hours to go, so excellent. 237 XP for the trip and 90 XP for parking here with the skilled parking bonus. Trailer maneuvering bonus. 90 XP we got for that. So you always want to do skilled parking. As you can see, it's almost 1/3 of the XP here compared to 237. If you skip parking, you get 237. If you do skilled parking, you get 327. And then there is some medium option, which is just parking somewhere as soon as you enter the yard, I think. Some medium option, which is I think 40 XP. So always go for skilled. That gives you the most XP. We leveled up, hopefully. Yep, we leveled up to level 1 because we started at level 0. And now RMD Logistics. Now we need to type in our company name. You can choose a logo. There are not that many available. We are a European company. This one. Let's see. Is there anything decent here? I don't know if you can upload your own logos to Worlds of Truck. website. That might be possible, that you can download a logo for your company into the website, and then when you boot up the game that it is here. That is possible actually. Otherwise I could bring in one of my RMD logos or something. Let's take the wheel here. There we go. First job done, and look at this. Here's our shed, what they call your headquarters. This is a tiny garage. This is also the only and the one and only time that you will see a tiny garage with one slot, because there is no such thing on the map. As you just saw, we found a garage in Munich which had 3 slots. That's how you buy garages. If you buy a new garage, it will immediately have 3 slots. Our own tiny little place here has 1 slot, which we need to expand to 3 slots, also for 180,000, which means we only get 2 slots extra. So it's better to buy a new garage actually, but yeah. This first slot you get for free, let's say. And then you can expand it for 100,000 more to a 5-slot garage, and then it also comes with its own fuel station. So this is our pretty basic garage. It may not be much, but it's a start. Unfortunately, you haven't got anything to park there yet, so there are no trucks inside. Once you've earned enough money and bought a truck, you will be able to move in the world freely and run your own business from here. So yeah, here's where it's telling us that once you have your own truck, you can also free roam and go discover all these things just with your truck without doing a job. Of course, you need to do a job from time to time because you need to pay for your fuel, of course, eh? By leveling up, a few things have changed. You can see on the left there are new truck things available. So now we have the light bar available for DAF, also for Iveco and Volvo probably. MAN even, we unlocked 4 bars already. Those are bars which can go on top of your roof, and then you can put some extra lights on there. And that goes pretty much, yeah. Every time you level up, you unlock a bunch of these things for all of the different brands. I think if I remember correctly, it was level 35. You need to be to get like the highest of the highest. There might be some engines or gearboxes which are higher level even. I can't remember. On my main account I'm level 98, almost 100 now, so it's been a while since we've been here in this situation. And here we are. We have 3,227 euros. We have a bunch of yellow dots down below here, so I think what you best do, first thing you do after your first job, click on company and go to email. And there you will say that we get an email from the used truck dealership telling us, letting us know that there are also used trucks on the market available that you potentially could buy. And then of course, seeing we have chosen DAF as our preferred truck, we get a mail from a DAF truck as close to our HQ as possible. And that turns out to be the DAF dealer in Salzburg. Is the closest to Innsbruck apparently. Do you choose Brussels as your HQ, then you will get a mail from DAF in this situation, closest by Brussels, which will probably be the DAF dealer in Rotterdam or Amsterdam. I think there is one. So yeah, it depends on which city you have selected as your HQ. It's going to give you connection to the closest by, so that you can in theory drive there from your HQ once you have your own truck. But the whole point of that is that you go there to buy your own truck, don't you? So what does that mean? That means that if you look on the map, on the what is it here, services, you have the used trucks, so you can check around there. This is the used truck, second-hand trucks. You will find some older vehicles which are no longer available in the up-to-date trailers, let's put it that way. The new truck dealers, they only sell the latest models, but there are still some old ones available from, I don't know where they come from. Are they from other players, maybe? Like for instance here we have the old Actros from Mercedes. If you go to a Mercedes dealer, the only thing available there is the new Actros. Renault, you can only get the T-Series at this moment, but before we had the Premium and the Magnum. They had 2 trucks before. So those kind of things, if you want to drive those, you're going to have to pick them up from the used market. Volvo FH3, that's like, yeah, that's the first truck in the game, I think, from Volvo. And then a few years later it was the FH4 and the FH. Now lately you can get the FH, you can still get the FH5 at the Volvo dealer, and then the latest FH6 Aero as well. You can scroll through it, or you can just see what is available for Volvo. Okay, we have an FH3, an FH5, and an FH4 in the used market. Iveco Australis Highway, that's the previous model. The new one is the S-Way. DAF is giving an XD day cap. That is the newest one, XD, and the XF, because that's the medium truck, and then the full size truck is the XF NGD. If you put a medium roof on it, then it becomes an XG, and the higher roof is the XG Plus. So there are like 3 different names, but it's one the same truck. The XF Space, that is the previous version of the DAF FX, and then I think you also have an XF 105. That was the model before that. MAN, you have the Euro 5, the Euro 6, and then you have the new TGX, which just says MAN TGX. That's the latest one. So this is the Euro 6, that's from a few years ago, and the one before that was the Euro 5. Euro 5 emissions, Euro 6 emissions. Mercedes, the Actros, only the new Actros is available now. Renault, this T-Series is available in the Renault dealer, that's the latest truck. And then the premium, you have to go on the used market. And Scania, you have the R and the S in the dealership. At the moment there are only S's available in the used one. Those are the used truck dealers. I wouldn't bother too much with it, and if you do so, then pick one with low mileage and a very good condition. Sometimes you can find some disasters in here. But yeah, then there might be only 20,000. You think like, oh, I buy that, but that thing has like 80% engine damage, which means you need to buy a new engine, and you start repairing those things in a repair shop, buy a new engine or some sort, you're gonna get all kind of trouble. Because by the time you pay your bills, you turned out that your used truck is actually worth more than a new one. So what you normally do when you buy a truck is you go to truck dealers. We have discovered the MAN on the map while we were on there on our first trip, and we just got a mail from the DAF. So in this case you can go to DAF and visit it, and that's why they give you that, so you can travel there by clicking on it. You don't have to drive there. That's why you get that one as the first one. This is the NGD XF. This is the latest XF truck available. That's another one, but that's level 14 already, so that probably has a higher engine of some sort. This is the previous XF, which is still available, and this is then the XD. So this is the medium-sized truck, but surprisingly, this thing, yeah, it's newer. It has a newer engine, so it's probably worth. Yeah, this is the 128, 123 for this one. The DAF XF is actually the cheapest, surprisingly, because it's actually the higher truck. This has a 13-liter engine, while the XD has an 11-liter engine. But apparently this has a few options already, because it's more than the XF. And then those are the ones you can get. And then from the next one it will be locked, probably. Yeah, the rest is locked, level locked. This is still an XD, but these are already a 6x2 tack lift. And then you can keep going till eventually the XG, that is an XF with a medium roof, which makes it an XG. And then you have a high roof, which is an XJ Plus. We probably have that one in here as well. This is also an XG. This is the XF Super Space. That is the high roof from the previous version of the XF. XD Sleeper High, that's the highest XD that you can make, I think. But then we're already looking at 238,000 and only available from level 29. And then we have two XG Pluses. Seems to be only a difference between the color. Yeah, they're also pretty much the same price. 260,000 euros, 29, level 29 you need to be before you can get your hands on this kind of version. And then probably a few more levels to get the 6x4 chassis and things like that. So yeah, I think it's like, for most of the brands, I think it is level 35, I think. But there's also something like the truck configurator where I think you can actually see it. Catalog. In catalog you can sort of play around a bit, like if you would go to a truck dealer and actually buy a truck. So you can go to Truck Explorer in catalog and then just say like, hey, okay, let's see what we got here. Let's say the DEV NGD, which is the latest one, right? Let's take the XJ Plus. Right, we take the XJ Plus, that's the highest roof we can get, level 12 locked. The 8x4 is level 16. 530 horsepower is level 16, okay. Highest engine available is level 16, so it's not that high. Oh no, level 18. Gearbox, the best retarder, probably level 16 as well. Yeah, this is a 16 speed, level 16 without a retarder. This is a 16 speed with retarder. Then you have all the kind of colors, and then you have the accessories. Yeah, level 11 for the painted one. Something is level 29 though, because this thing was in the truck dealer shop. It was locked for level 29, so something in here is locked for level 29. Not the tires. Doesn't show me. It is possible that it's sort of considering like, hey, truck dealer, they know what you have access to. Level 10. Normally it's the engine or so, or the chassis, but level 16. Engine is also level 18. For the gearbox. Yeah, 11 liters, 13 liters. Yeah, this is the highest one, 530 horsepower. So level 18 you can get the highest chassis and the highest engine. Level 16 for the highest gearbox. So yeah, I don't know what is locked at level 29. That was on that truck in the shop because that truck was level 29. So that's sort of how you can do that, and you can do that for every brand. You can sort of put your truck together, what you like, sort of you can practice that in the catalog. Same goes for the trailers. You can click on these trailers, pick a trailer that you would like some livestock, and then play around with it. Single, painted, steel, livestock with a belly, in either painted or steel. Then you have 3 axles. Oh, and 3 axles for the belly. Coloring, and then yeah, some fans you can put in there if you want, painted. Some more lights on the truck all around. Painted triple or single wheel caps, or like this, even better. Then you can color the wheels, probably some more stuff on the back here. Yep, you get the idea. A chrome rear with reflections, or do you want it painted? Up to you. What kind of back do you want here? And then probably you can put some things on there. I'm just playing around with it quickly now, but here, see, chromed here as well, or toolbox with paint, or toolbox with chrome with reflection. It's all up to you. You can spend lots of money and lots of time in all of these things. Once you have, that's what's happened when you go to a truck dealer or a trailer purchase. That's what happens. Okay, let's see what else we have. Driver menu became available, obviously, because we are the player. That becomes available. Garage manager becomes available because we now have at the garage. You will find all your garages here in a list or on a map view. You can see where your garage is once you have them. Table view or map view. That's all in this menu. Career progress. You can see what is going on. How much XP do you need for the next level? You get all of your stats overview over here. You have a delivery log. Obviously we only did one transport, but once you did a bunch, you can search all of your liveries that you ever did. And then we have the skills. That's the next thing we have to look at, of course. 36 maximum. Once you're higher than level 36, you have maxed out skills. Perks, basically what they are doing. What you're looking at here, we have 1 point available because we leveled up. So what you're looking at here is what these things are offering. For instance, long distance, you go check. This is 25% on the first point, 25% extra XP. That's definitely what we want. High value is 18. Fragile is 22. Just in time is 20 for the first rank and 30% extra for the second rank. So what you want to do is long distance, fragile, high value, and then 2 points on just in time. So that's like the first 5 points that you spend, and then you have all the XP bonuses that you can get. Then the rest is more about getting more money from jobs and so. But XP wise, 1 long distance, 1 fragile, 1 high value, 1 just in time, and then a second just in time, and do it in that order. And then afterwards you can spend all the points you want on these things. And eco driving I would keep as the last 6 because they are completely useless. They save you some fuel, but that's about it. You make so much money from the jobs that fuel is usually not a problem. You don't run out of money to not be able to pay your fuel. So it's handy that you can save some money on fuel, but just keep that for level 31, 32, 33, that's the last 6. That would be my advice. So the first one, always go long distance. Because now we can do 400 kilometer trips, that's it. If you want to go longer, this one goes to 650, 5% more money reward, and if we go longer than 400, you get 5% more money, and we get 25% more XP if we do a trip longer than 400 kilometers as well. So we click on that, we apply that one, and then we have skill perk number 1 attached. Now we have the convoy menu. Yeah, that will, if you want to play with friends, you can make a convoy, you can host a convoy, then you will host a server, make it password protection, give the password to your friends, and they can join you. Maximum 8 people in a session, I think. Once the thing finds the sessions, it will show us probably. Maybe. Oh, there they are. All the servers available. Yeah, many servers available. As you can see, that list is very long. A lot of people playing, a lot of people hosting. Some of these will be locked. Some of them, you click on a server like this one here, 6 out of 8. Europe server, traffic. Click on it. These are the parameters. Traffic is enabled. The damage between players is enabled, although it says no damage for players, so not sure what that's about. But hide players in no collision areas, and then all of these things are disabled. There are 6 people on that server, so you can join that server. You can just click on join, and then you can play. You just play your game, but then you can run into 6 other players, potentially. Now this is probably something from the game itself, because they're all the same guy. I don't think there's a guy hosting 15 different servers, is there? But there might be though. Now these things that can't even read that's Japan or something. 300 ping. Yeah, you can also join those. Choose for, in my case, European. Choose for the green numbers, the lowest ping available. Yellow is probably America or something. Yeah, North America, 165. That would still be okay, but then you need to keep some distance from the guy in front of you if you want to do that. Other than that, there's not much you can do because you have no markets available. Right? If you click on quick job, you get into the marketplace, but freight market and external contracts, those are when you have your own truck, then you can go to there. Freight market is the normal game market. External contracts is the World of Truck live market. Both of them you can have similar things happening, and then once you have a trailer, I think you need to be level 10 before you can buy your first trailer. Then you can also go to the cargo market. With your truck and your trailer, you just go pick up goods then. And then whatever trailer you have attached, the cargo market will recognize that, and it will only show products or jobs that can go in your trailers, because there are obviously several different trailers. External market is the same as the cargo market, but then for the World of Trucks live market. If you don't have your account connected to the World of Trucks, then you will not have the external ones available. At this moment, we have nothing available except for Quick Job. So you can click on Quick Job and then you select one of these cities, right? Salzburg, that's where we've been because we traveled there to visit the truck dealer. So the game recognized that as being there. Innsbruck is where our HQ is, so obviously we have been there as well, and Munich as well. So all the cities that you have been, you can click on, and apparently it also gives us Hamburg for some reason. And also gave us Oslo for some reason. Okay, so it seems to randomly... It seems to be giving us one dot in every DLC. We have Bucharest here for the Road to the Black Sea. We have Athens for the Greece DLC. We have Belgrade for the West Balkans. We have Warsaw for the Going East DLC. We have Toulouse for the French DLC. Bari for the Italian DLC. Madrid for Iberia. UK, we should also have something then, I would say. But apparently not. Nope. For some reason UK is not available. Huh. Oh, that will be Hamburg. Hamburg will be the base game map location, I guess. And Oslo is for Scandinavia. And what do we have here then? Helsinki is for the West, what's it called? Beyond the Baltic Sea DLC. Which was these three countries, and then also the part of Finland here, these ferry connections. So there you can also pick up a job, apparently. That seems to be the case. And then of course all the rest of the dots is where you have been. We have been in Munich, we have been in Innsbruck, and we also traveled to the truck dealer in Salzburg, so we are also in theory have been in Salzburg. Now if you want to do this properly, then we started in Innsbruck. That's our main HQ, and we drove to Munich. So then you can go in the world map if you forgot what you've done, and see where we actually ended up with in Munich. Because in theory, where did we live? Here in Trenzinet is where we delivered. So in theory, we're standing there now, right? Because we were hired as a truck driver. It's not our truck, so we don't get the truck to drive home. So we are now standing on that yard here, if you want to do it properly. So then you need to look for a job in Munich in the Trenzinet company. So how do you do that? You click on Munich. It will only show the jobs starting in Munich. And then you click on arrow down sender, and you look for all the Trenzinet jobs. They're over here. There are 3 available in this company where we are now standing. So then you could potentially pick up one of those. Right, and then or you can just say now keep it on prices per distance, and then go look for the Trenzinet. We know there are 3, so this one pays you the most. Munich to Zurich, 13 kilometers, 13 euros per kilometer. And then the other one, Munich to Nuremberg, is 10 euros per kilometer. And then the last one from that company is the worst from the distance as well. It's Munich to Ljubljana in Slovenia. It does not pay anything. We get 600 euros for it. 68 cents per kilometer. That's obviously not something you want to pick up unless you really want to drive a fancy Scania S High roof with 730 horsepower. So for us, the most interesting one is the first transit in the list, because that's where we are. So then you click on that, and then we drive to Zurich, which pays us 13.28 kilometers. That is if you really want to do it properly, right? Then we will be driving the Mercedes here, 510 horsepower, should be good enough, and we are transporting 13 tons of truck tires. That's sort of how you go about. You can of course say, no, I'm not gonna do it. That's role play, like, oh, I'm on that yard, I'm gonna have to start from that yard. If you can also just say, okay, give me an or don't select anything. I think that's also even possible. Let me try that. Yeah. If you don't select any city, then it just shows you everything. So then you can see like, okay, Salzburg to Prague is the most money that we're gonna get per distance. You always look for the price per distance, the highest price that will make you the most money. So this job is gonna pay us 6,600. It's 360 kilometers. Trip time is 5 hours and 40 minutes, and the offer expires in 1 hour, so we can pick it up very quickly. And it's expected somewhere between Monday 6 p.m. and Tuesday 1 a.m. And we are now Monday 2 p.m. So we have more than 12 hours to get there. The trip time is 5 hours and 40 minutes, and we have more than 12 hours to get this delivery done. Which means you have room for exploration on your trip. Every time you pass a few cities with question marks, you can take the exit and go visit them. That's how you do it. Once you have your own truck, you can zoom around and free roam. And if you're somewhere in a city, like for instance in Innsbruck, once we have our own truck, we can explore that whole city and look for question marks and explore at least those things. So 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I think I explained as much as possible. If you would start as a complete new player in this game in 2026, this is what you go through. Now there is something else. Media, photo mode, gallery. We should have a picture. Photo trophies. These are in the Czech Republic. Give me the photo. Where did we take a picture? What was that? Germany. There we go. The Munich Administrative Building, that's where we took the picture, so that one is in our gallery now. Because we have taken that picture, right? So that's how that works. That's some sort of side thing that you can do. And you have the same for my images. This is part of the trophies, as you can see. If you want to take your pictures of yourself, you can, of course. And the viewpoints are these are cutscenes that you watch on certain things. Then you will find an actual camera, not a photo camera, but a normal camera to record. TV camera in a way. That's the icon that you will see on the map then. So if you see those things, but then you need to go into photo mode and see those camera things. You can actually go and drive into some green widget thing and press enter, and then you get a cutscene. You can skip that if you want, but that will show you the whole area, in this case from some sort of castle of some sort. And then cities, same here. We've been to Germany. So what have we discovered? We have discovered Munich, and we also were in Austria. That's where we started. Where we have discovered Innsbruck, our HQ, and we paid a visit to the truck dealer in Salzburg, so also considered to be discovered. So there are a couple more cities to discover. And then we have the World of Trucks gallery, which apparently are pictures that I somehow have up there on my World of Trucks profile. This is the profile truck shot. Can we view that? Oh, you can view it on the World of Trucks website. Yeah. So if you check my profile there, then you will see these pictures from some combinations that we made, but this is not up to date anymore. So I have to go to the World of Trucks and get all my new trucks in there, because these are no longer in my company, on my main account. We sold them all, but we have 10 new ones now, obviously. Not in this account here, RMD 2026. We did one job, but that's how it goes. And then let's say you buy the base game, then of course you can go in here. There will always be something here, which is some of the DLCs. You go into there. Featured is what is sort of the latest ones. This one is kind of important if you're new. If you just bought the base game, you want to have a look on these things, because these are the map expansions. These are the map expansions that you can buy. These are all these cargo packs. They just brought out a few new ones in the last 2 weeks. All the rest I have, as you can see. These are things you wait till it's 50 or 75% up in summer sales, or with the holiday sales in December, usually 75% up. That's when you buy these things. And these are the trailer packs. I think there are 8, but all installed, so I have them all. No new ones there. And then here we have some accessories. I think every brand except for MAN, I think. But all the other brands have a package. Actros is for Mercedes, FH is for Volvo, Mighty Griffin is the Scania one, Renault has his tuning pack for the T, and then MAN not, and DEF is the XF pack. These things are I don't know, $1.99 or something usually if they release, and then sometimes you can pick them up for as little as $0.50. And then we bought some extra stuff as well, which was available. I think I also get all of these here, actually, the tuning packs. Yep. There's nothing on top, so everything is installed, so that means we have them all. So I got all the accessory packs, I got all the trailer packs. The cargo packs, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 available that we have, and then there are 3 new ones now. And today they added another one, so that's 4. So that's 4 for this year, by the looks of it. There you can transport heavy machinery, as you can see. These things will not show up in your market if you do not have these DLC packs. So you cannot transport them. And this one, we have everything as well, except for the latest one, which I still need to get. So yeah. I usually, whenever the new map comes out at the end of the year, I buy that and then look around what is available. And in December, all the cargo packs and so they're usually 75% up. So then you buy the map expansion, which is usually $17.99, and then you buy some of these discounted cargo and trailer packs, and then you spend 20 or 25 bucks at the end of the year, and then that's how you get these things. I think I have 63 or 65 in total. So that's where you find those, or of course you can just check on Steam, but this is a faster way. Just use the catalog DLC browser, and then you can click on it and immediately go to the store if you want to. There was some stuff going on I saw the last weekend. Minus 10%, minus 30%, but those are like medium sales. But they're gone now. Everything is full price again. So they're probably the next one will be the spring sales probably. And then the rest is career progress skills. We have done that. Convoy. Yeah, we looked at everything. Quick travel is not available. You need to have a garage to be able to quick travel. You click on the garage and then you can travel there. Then you can start somewhere else. If you and that's why you don't want to buy your garages. Like in this case, we have our HQ in Innsbruck. There's no point in buying a garage in Munich. We can get there pretty quickly, right? 5-minute drive, you're there. So you want to buy a garage somewhere up here. You want to buy a garage, maybe one in the UK, maybe one over here, Madrid or something, Spain, Portugal. That's where you start sort of buying these garages. One over here, obviously. And then you can always travel there and then explore the world there a little bit. And then once you have enough money, you buy another one and so on. That's where most of your money goes, is to the garages. And from time to time to a truck, of course. But you can only drive one truck, so don't immediately buy 15 trucks. Just drive around a little bit. I think with my first truck, I think I did like 120,000 kilometers, something like that. Before I decided like, now I'm gonna drive something else. But now, of course, on my main account, I have so much money that I bought 10 new trucks for 2026. And that will be for the next episode. We will start driving those things on my main account. In this case, this whole video here was just about what if you start in 2026 as a completely new driver? How does it go? Well, it goes like this. We did one job, we have 3,000 euros. And now we have to go quick job and do the next job. And try keeping some money. Once you reach level 2, you will get your first mail from the bank. You can loan 100,000. Do you want to risk it and buy the cheapest truck available? You can probably do that with a 100,000 loan. Plus some money that you made from your first couple of jobs. But then yeah, then you're broke again. My advice would be wait till you're level 5. You will get a second mail from the bank and then you can loan more. You don't need to loan 400,000, but you can lend up to 400,000. So then you could potentially loan 200,000, but then the interest is higher if you do 2 times 100,000. So you better do loan the 400,000, which I think is about $3,000 or euros a day that you need to repay then. If you then take 1 or 2 jobs, you can easily repay. You always need to repay the bank. I think it's always at noon in game time that you have to pay the bank. So we'll leave it at this. That's more than long enough. I don't know. Do we keep this account? We'll keep it for now. I'll think about it. If there's anything else that I want to do with it, we might use it again. So we'll keep it for now. But the next episodes will probably be our main account, because there we have fully maxed out trucks and we have 10 available as I showed in episode 1. So we will be driving those. I think I'm stuck in Bern at the moment, so I need to pick up my Scania R anyway, bring him back to Brussels. So we'll do that probably in the next episode. Do a couple of transports from Switzerland back to Brussels, and then maybe take another truck there and another trailer and go up north after that, or something like that. That's the plan for the next episode. As for this episode, I will leave it at this. So we can also leave this one. The game will synchronize and do everything available. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now, and happy trucking!